Day 30. Day 30. And you know what? I'm not sure what the day has in store for me today. I tried looking ahead on the Arizona Trail app for the next, 20, 25 miles. I don't know where I'll end up today. And most of the things that were pointed out were forest roads and those wildlife tanks, those stock tanks. So, I'll just have to see how the day plays out. It's just kind of this long slog back up to Flagstaff. And, I'm guessing I'm just going to be going through more forest. But, yesterday I almost stepped on a snake and had fish try to bite my fingers. So, you never know what the day's going to hold. So, just going to have to start walking and find out. The sun is up, and if you look up here, there's some nice blue sky, but it's still early enough in the day that the sun's kind of low on the horizon, but it's being blocked by clouds right now, so it's a little dark. But this is what I've been following. These are the forest roads, and this one is so much better than the one I was just on by Sheepherder Tank. The one I was just on by Sheepherder Tank was just a jumble of rocks, and it was difficult to walk. And then I was walking it at the end of the day yesterday, and that was a challenge. But this is another forest road. I don't think I'll be taking forest roads all day. I think it does split off into an actual trail at some point. But this is my morning so far. And these aren't so bad. You're walking it through actual forests. Sometimes when you're in the national forest, it's not actually trees, but this national forest actually has trees. They're kind of sparse at times, but they're there. And here's the Arizona Trail confidence marker that lets me know I'm still on the trail and I haven't missed a turn. All right, looks like I got an actual trail just coming off of this forest road. And I have to say, this is the third gate I've had to fix. So a couple hundred miles ago I showed you the really nice gates. These are what most of them look like. They're just sticks and barbed wire. And I don't know who's coming through before me, but they're leaving these gates. Like this one, this post was twisted so that please close the gate was kind of on the bottom and you could step over it. One of these was totally not, it just kind of laying on the ground, and I had to kind of yank on these sticks in order to be able to get this in its spot. And it's kind of upsetting because it takes away from my hike, and I have to spend that extra time fixing a gate that has sharp barbed wire on it, and it's kind of hard to fix. So not too happy with whoever's ahead of me on the trail right now, but I'm on a actual foot trail now, so that's exciting. More forest roads. I was only on that trail, that footpath for a little while, and then I joined back up with forest roads, but you can see this one's a little bit more of an obstacle course. I'm headed towards my next water source, which I'm going to make Pine Spring. There's a couple of tanks around here, but if I can get water from a spring and not a tank, even if it's like a algae-filled spring trough, I think I'm going to do that, just because I know there's probably some flow, even if it's just a little going on there. So that's where I'm headed next. I'm back on a footpath, but I might not be stopping at Pine Spring because this footpath, even though it's marked as the Arizona Trail, is not matching up with the GPS in my trail app. Now, I think there are two different versions of this app, and one might be updated more than the other, because when I was talking to Haley, she had all sorts of other things marked on her version of the app and different comments that I didn't have on mine. So I've just got to trust that this is going to take me to the right place. And Pine Spring, the last comments were from 2018, which is kind of suspicious. But just past it, there is a water source where it does have some comments from this year. So I can see where I am on the map, and it looks like this is an alternative to taking forest roads, but might not be stopping where I thought I was stopping. Through the trees here is Bargaman Tank, but it seems to have a small creek flowing into it, so that's where I'm going to get my water. It's where I'm going to stop and have my lunch, and I don't know if it's just this section or the rest of the day, but the wind has definitely picked up. I know this is not coming out, but there is elk way in the distance. So they were running kind of in here. I've seen elk tracks all day, but I haven't seen any of them. But they're just over there and they're probably long gone by now. I just wanted to point out how green the trail has gotten this afternoon, and a lot of it is dotted with these dandelions here, but it's super lush and like almost golf course green from all the new grasses. I wasn't quite seeing it, at least not like this morning, and it's all fresh, all new, probably from all that recent rain the area has gotten. This makes me happy. I've been seeing these water caches all along this section, but I haven't really needed water. I do need water now. I'm at the Gooseberry Springs trailhead, and there's 3 jugs. And not only are there 3 jugs, they are full jugs, because what's been happening is people have been taking most of the water, leaving a little bit left so they don't have to pack out the jug, and then opening a second one. But these are all full, so I'm going to take some water to get me through the rest of the day. Exciting. The sun's getting low in the sky, which means I should start trying to find my campsite for the night. But the problem is, at least for the past 2 miles or so, I've been in a pretty rocky stretch. So it's kind of flat, but there aren't many rock-free zones. So I guess I will just walk until I find one. I mean, this is a road up here. I'm not going to camp on the road. But walk until I find one, or if the sun gets too low, I'm just going to have a bumpy night. Well, this was lucky. I managed to find a soft, flat, rock-free place to set up my tent, and it's still light out, and it's actually next to a stock pond. Usually I'd like to be a little bit further away from the pond at this point, just in case, you know, I'm scaring away any animals, but camping's pretty limited. It's pretty rocky around here. But I've got enough water, but it's nice that the pond is there if I need it. So that's it for day 30. That was a long day. According to my app, I went 27 miles. I may have not, may have come close to it. It's hard to tell because there were 2 sections that were rerouted but not on the app. So I'm not sure how they compare to, you know, the length of the reroute compares to the length on the app. But it was pretty flat and relatively easy most of the day, so I definitely put in a lot of miles. But this might be my last rain-free day for a while, because I did get cell signal for a brief moment, and I checked the forecast, and storms start tomorrow, and then the next day. And around the Flagstaff area, it looks like it's going to be a full week of rain. So I don't know how far that extends north. I might be walking out of it, or I might just be walking a week of rain on the Arizona Trail. But yeah, well, that's to come. Those are future days. So that's the end of today.